Okay, so the factors lesson, we will start from the review questions. Write each of the following algebraic expressions as a product of factors. Right, so this is the first expression that we have. So what are the common factors? We can take 4 as the common factor. So what goes inside the brackets? 2x plus 3y. Okay, simple B. What is the common factor? We can take 9. So what goes inside the brackets? A plus 2y. Right, simple C. So when we consider these two terms, what is the common factor? 3. So what goes inside? M plus 2. Simple D. So when we consider these two terms, what is the common factor? We can take 10. So what goes inside the bracket? 2a minus 3b. Right, simple E. So when we consider these two terms, what's the common factor? 4. So what goes inside the brackets? P minus 5q. Okay, so since this expression has a negative term, we will discuss this a bit further. Okay, so the first thing is, when we consider these two terms, one factor is what? Number 4, right? So how do we come up with the terms that goes inside the brackets? Right. So here in this expression, right, what is the first term? 4p. It is a positive value. So we have to divide it by 4, which is also positive, right? So 4p means what? 4 into p, we have to divide it by 4. So here I can cancel out these two 4s. So what will be the outcome? P. Okay. So positive divided by positive, this will be positive. Right. So the next term, what is that? Negative 20q. We have to divide it by positive 4, right? So negative 20 into q, we have to divide by positive 4. If you think about the numbers, 20 divided by 4, what do we get? 5. But negative divided by positive, what will be the outcome? It will be negative 5q. So this will be the first term, this will be the other term, which is a negative one. Simple F. So 12 minus 4k. So what is the common factor when we think about these two terms? We can take 4. So what goes inside? 3 minus k. Right. So here we have 3 terms. So what will be the common factor? So that means we have to consider these 3 terms, then come up with the factor. So what is the factor? I can take 3. So what goes inside? A plus 5b minus 4. Okay, so we will discuss this a bit further, right? Now this is the answer. So we will discuss how we come up with the terms that goes inside the brackets. So the first thing is, we need to understand, when we think about these 3 terms, the common factor is what? 3, right? So we will take the first term, which is what? 3a. So it is a positive value. We have to divide 3a by 3, which is also a positive value. So 3a means what? 3 into a divide by 3. So I can cancel off these two. What will be the outcome? A. Positive divided by positive, this will be positive. So that is the first term which is inside the brackets. Right. So the next term is what? 15b. It is also positive. So we have to divide it by positive 3. So 15b means what? 15 into b divided by 3. So both of these terms are 3 into 1, 3 into 5. So what do we get? 5b. Positive divided by positive, what do we get? A positive value. Okay, so now we will talk about the last term, which is negative 12. Negative 12, we have to divide by positive 3. 12 divided by 3, we know it's a 4. Negative divided by positive, it will be a negative. So that is the third term which is inside the brackets. So that is the way how we got the 3 terms that is inside the brackets. And the other thing, we can simplify this expression and check whether we are right. That means when we simplify this expression, we will get the expression above. Simple H. Here also we have 3 terms. So what will be the common factor? So it will be 4. What goes inside the brackets? 3a minus 2b plus 1. Right, simple I. So here also we have 3 terms. So what will be the common factor? 3. So what goes inside? 3 minus b minus 2c. Right, here what will be the factor? 4. So what goes inside the brackets? Negative 3x plus y. So this will be the answer. Right, simple k. So here I can take 4 as a factor. So what goes inside? Negative 2a minus b. So this is the answer. So in this expression, I can also consider a negative factor. So I can take negative 4 as a factor. What goes inside? Positive 2a. Then this term, positive b. This is the answer. Right? So negative 8a, I have to divide by negative 4. 8 divided by 4, that's a 2, followed by a. Negative divided by negative, this is positive. So positive 2a. Then we have what? Negative 4b, we have to divide by negative 4. 4 divided by 4, that's a 1. Negative divided by negative, that is positive. So this becomes what? Positive b. So 2a plus b. So both answers are correct. So this is considering negative factors. Right, simple L. So these are the 2 terms that we have. So I'll take 3 as one factor. So what goes inside? Negative 2 plus n. So this will be the answer. Here also I can take a negative factor, right? So if I take negative 3, what goes inside the bracket? Positive 2, and this one will be what? Negative n. So this will be the answer. So both are correct. Simple n. So we have 2 terms. So what is the common factor? A. So what goes inside the brackets? B plus C. So this will be the answer. Simple n. So what's the common factor? Simple P. What goes inside? 1 minus Q. Simple O. So here we have 3 factors. So we can pick simple A as one factor. So what goes inside? B plus C minus D. Okay. Simple P. Consider these 2 terms. So what will be the common factor? 3x. So what goes inside? 1 plus 2y. Right. So I will explain this example a bit further, because if some of you have difficulties in understanding how we get one factor as 3x. So I'll explain how do we come up with 3x. So first of all, we have to consider the expression that has been given to us, which is 3x and 6xy. Now this one expression, it has 2 terms. One term is 3x and the other one is 6xy. Okay. So 3x, we will expand it. So that means 3 into x. When we expand it, right, we need to rewrite number 3 as a product of prime factors. When we do that, again we will be getting 3, right? So we will take the next term, which will be 6xy. So 6, we need to rewrite it as what? A product of prime factors. So it will be 2 into 3. Then expand x and y. Right. Now what do we do? Something similar to when we calculate what? When we try to find the GCF of several numbers. What do? We select what are the common ones. So 3 is common. Then x is common. Right? Then what do? We take the product. That means simply multiply 3x. So what is this 3x? One factor. Or else we can say 3x, that is the GCF of 3x and 6xy. So that will be one factor. By using that factor, we can come up with the other two values which goes inside the brackets, right? So we have 3x, that is the first term. We have to divide it by 3x again. So in this case, what is this 3x? The GCF of these two terms, right? So here I can cancel off these two. So the outcome will be 1. This is positive, so this is also positive. Positive 1. Next, what do we have? Next we have 6xy. Again we have to divide this by what? 3x, right? So I can cancel off x to x. 3 into 1, 3 into 2. What is the outcome? 2y. We have to consider the sign. This is positive, so the outcome is also positive. So 2y, right? Okay, so that is the way how we get the answer. Right, simple Q. So what will be the common factor? 3b. So what goes inside the brackets? 6ab, we have to divide by 3b. So I can cancel off b to b. 3 into 1, 3 into 2. So 2a minus 9bc, I have to divide by 3b. I can cancel off these two b's. 3 into 1, 3 into 3. So 3c. Okay, simple R. Now in this expression we have 3 terms. All 3 terms have the number 4. So definitely we can take 4 as one factor. And also all 3 terms has p. So we can take 4p as well. So what goes inside? A plus b minus 1. So that will be the answer. Simple S. So what will be the common factor? We can take x. What goes inside? X squared plus 2. So this will be the answer. Right. Simple T. So what do we have? 3m minus 2nm squared. So definitely we can take m as one factor. So that will be the only factor. That will be the only common factor, right? So what goes inside? 3 minus 2nm. Right, simple U. So what do we have? So when we consider these two terms, we can take 6 and also 1s. So what goes inside? 1 minus 2st. So this will be the answer. Exercise 6.1. Factorize each of the following algebraic expressions. Okay, so we have an expression which has 4 terms. So we have to consider 2 of the terms and factorize. So when we consider these two, we can clearly see we can take simple a as one factor. So what goes inside? X plus y. Now when we consider these two terms, we can take 3 as a factor. So it will be positive 3. So what goes inside? X plus y. Now here this expression is common. So it will be the other factor. So x plus y and a plus 3. So that will be the answer. So the next one, when we consider these two terms, right, we can see a is one factor. So we can take simple a. So what goes inside? X minus 8. When we consider these two terms, we can take what? Positive 3. So what goes inside? X minus 8. These two expressions are what? Common. So we can consider that expression as a factor. So x minus 8, a plus 3. So it will be the answer. Simple C. When we consider these two terms, simple m, so that is one factor, right? So m within brackets p minus q. When we consider these two terms, n is a factor, but we have to take negative n. So what goes inside? P minus q. Now these two expressions are common, right? So we can take what? P minus q, m minus n. So this is the answer. Simple D. So when we consider these two, simple A is a factor, right? So A, what goes inside? K plus L. When we consider these two terms, right? Negative B is a factor. So what goes inside? K plus simple L. So now these two expressions are common. So I can take what? k plus L a minus b. So this is the answer. Okay, so when we consider these two terms, x is common, so we can take x as a factor, so what goes inside? X plus 4. When we consider these two terms, negative 3, what goes inside? X plus 4. So x plus 4, x minus 3. That is the answer. Right. So when we consider these two terms, y is common, so y minus 7. When we consider these two, we can take what? Negative 2 as a factor. So what goes inside? Y, this will be what? Minus 7, na? Because 14 we have to divide by negative 2, so the outcome will be negative 7. Right? So now these two expressions are common. So y minus 7, y minus 2. So it will be the answer. Okay, so when we consider these two terms, a is a factor. So a, what goes inside? A minus 8. When we consider these two terms, plus 2 is a factor, so a minus 8. Now, these two expressions are common, so what goes inside? A minus 8, a plus 2. This is the answer. So when we consider these two terms, we can clearly see simple b is a factor. So what goes inside? B plus 5. Right? When we consider these two, we can take negative 2 as a factor, so b plus 5. Now be careful. Huh? Now when this term goes into the brackets, it becomes what? Positive 5. Negative 10 we have to divide by negative 2. So the outcome will be positive 5. Right? Now these two expressions are common, so we can take b plus 5 and b minus 2. It will be the answer. Okay. So when we consider these two terms, 5 is common, no? So 5 is a factor. What goes inside? 1 plus x. When we consider these two terms, y is common, but we have to take negative y. So what goes inside? 1 plus x. Right? So we will consider this. So negative y, we have to divide by negative y. Y divided by y, that is 1. Negative divided by negative, that is positive. So that is this 1. So the next term, what is that? Negative xy, we have to divide by negative y. So I can cancel off these two. What's the outcome? X. Negative divided by negative, this will be positive. So that is this x. Right. Now these two expressions are common. So we can take 1 plus x and 5 minus y. So these are the, so this will be the correct answer. Right. So here a is common. So I can take a. So what goes inside? X minus 1. Here we have to take what? Negative 1. So what goes inside? X minus 1. So now these two expressions are common. So x minus 1, a minus 1. So this is the answer. Right. Exercise 6.2. So here we have some expressions that we need to factorize. So all the expressions are trinomial quadratic expressions. So this is simple a. So here we have a plus. Here also we have a plus. Right? So when we multiply these two values, what do we get? We get 18x squared, and it's a positive value. So we have to consider two factors. When we multiply them, it must be getting what? We must be getting positive 18x squared. Right? So here we have plus. So again, that signals us those two factors. If we take the two factors as p and q, right? In order to get the middle term, we have to add it. Okay? So p plus q, it should be equal to 9x. And also, this is the middle term. In front of it, we have what? Plus. That means both of these terms must be what? Their sign They must be positive. So what are the factors? We know 3 into 6, that is 18. So we can take 3x into 6x, that is 18x square. That means when we multiply these two, we get 18x square, right? This is plus. That means both of these two factors must be what? Positive. So the outcome is what? Positive 18x square. Right. Now we can think about the middle term. 3x plus 6x. What do we get? 9x. And also it's a positive value. So definitely, what are the two factors? 3x and 6x. So when we consider these two terms, what is the common factor x? So what goes inside? X plus 3. When we consider these two terms, the common factor is what? 6. So what goes inside? X plus 3. Now, these two are common. So we can take x plus 3, that entire expression as one factor, and the other one x plus 6. Right. Right. Simple B. Okay. So when we multiply these two terms, what do we get? 30y squared. So it is positive. Right. So in front of the constant we have a plus. In front of the middle term also we have a plus. So we have to think about two factors. When we multiply them, we must be getting positive 30y squared. This is the middle term. In front of the middle term we have a plus. That means both of the terms should be what? Positive. And also when we add those two terms, we must be getting the middle term. In this case, 11y. So what are the factors? 5y and 6y, no? We know 5 into 6, what is that? 30. So that means 5y into 6y, that is 30y square. So in front of the middle term we have plus. That means both of these terms must be what? Positive. So if we add these two terms together, what do we get? The middle term, which is also positive, 11y. So that means y squared plus 5y plus 6y plus 30. So when we consider these two terms, what's the common factor? Y. So what goes inside? Y plus 5 plus, when we consider these two, common factor is 6. What goes inside? Y plus 5. Then y plus 5, y plus 6. That's the answer. Okay, simple C. So when we multiply these two, what do we get? 24a squared. So it is positive. So here we have a plus. Here also we have a plus. So we have to consider two factors. Both factors must be positive. How do we know? This is the middle term. In front of it we have a plus. But we can only apply that when we have what? In front of the constant we have a plus also. So we have to remember them. Huh? Okay. So what are the two factors? And also when we multiply those two factors, we must be getting positive 24a squared. Right. So what are the two factors? 4 and 6, no? That means 4a and 6a. So 4 into 6, we know that is 24. So 4a into 6a, we know that is 24a square. This must be positive, this must be positive, and the answer is also positive. When we add these two terms, that means 4a and 6a, what do we get? 10a. It is also positive. So a squared plus 4a plus 6a plus 24. When we consider these two, common factor is a. So what goes inside? A plus 4. When we consider these two, common factor is 6. What goes inside? A plus 4. Now these two expressions are common. So that means a plus 4 into a plus 6. That is the answer. Okay. So now what do we have? In this expression, this is plus, this is minus. Right? So when we multiply these two, what do we get? 15b squared. It is also positive. This is plus, this is minus. That means two factors, when we add them, it must be getting the middle term which is 8b. We must be getting the middle term which is 8b. So in front of the middle term we have a minus, no? That means both factors must be negative, right? So what are the two factors? 3b and 5b. Now 3 into 5 we know that is 15. Okay, so 3b into 5b, that is 15b square. So this is minus, that means both are negative. When we multiply these two, we get a positive value. Now negative 3b plus negative 5b, what's the value? Negative 8b. Right? That means we are getting the middle term. Okay? Right. So b squared minus 3b minus 5b plus 15. Consider these two. B is a common factor, so b minus 3. Consider these two. Negative 5. And what goes inside the brackets? B minus 3. So b minus 3 and b minus 5. That will be the answer. Simple E. Here the same thing. Here we have a plus. Here we have a minus. Okay? Right. So when we multiply these two, we get what? 6x squared, so it is positive. This is minus, this is plus. That means both factors, when we add them, we must be able to get the middle term. And since in front of the middle term we have minus, that means both of the factors must be what? Negative. So what are the two factors? 2x and 3x. 2 into 3, we know that is 6. 2x into 3x, we know that is 6x square. Right? So this is negative, this is negative, this should be positive. Add the two factors, what do we get? 5x. So here, these are what? Negatives. Huh? X squared minus 2x minus 3x plus 6. So x is common, what goes inside? X minus 2. Negative 3 is common, what goes inside? X minus 2. So x minus 2 and x minus 3. This is the answer. Here the same situation. Okay. We have a plus here, we have a minus here. Two factors, we need to add them in order to get the middle term. So two factors must be negative. Why? This is the middle term. In front of it, we have what? A minus. What are the factors? 10 into 2, right? That means if we take 2 into 10, what do we get? 20. So 2m into 10m, we get 20m square. So this is negative, so the outcome is also positive. When we add these two, negative 2m plus negative 10m, what do we get? Negative 12m, which is the middle term. Right, so m squared minus 2m minus 10m plus 20. Consider these two, common factor is m, so m minus 2. Consider these two, common factor is 10. What goes inside? M minus 2. Now these two expressions are common. So m minus 2 within brackets m minus 10. That is the answer. Right. So here also we have a minus, we have a plus. Now when we multiply these two, what do we get? Negative 12a squared. In front of the constant we have a minus. That means the two factors, one should be positive and the other one should be negative. This is plus. That means out of the two factors, largest is what? Positive. So factors of 12. If we take 2 and 6. 2 into 6 we know that is 12. Okay. So one should be positive and the other one should be negative. How do we know? In front of the constant, what do we have? A negative. So this should be 2a, this should be 6a. So we will be getting 12a square. So this is the middle term. In front of it we have plus. That means the larger one should be positive and the other one should be negative. So when we multiply these two, we get what? Negative 12a square. When we add them, what happens? Negative 2a plus 6a. Do we get the middle term? No. What do we get? 4a. That means we can't consider these two factors. 3 into 4, we know that is 12. So 3a into 4a, we will be getting 12a squared. This is minus, this is plus. That means this is minus, that means out of these two factors, one should be positive and the other one should be negative. Which one is which? Now, we take a look at the middle term. In front of the middle term, what do we have? A plus. That means these are the two factors that we have considered. Out of these two, which one is larger? 4a. So it should be positive. Other one should be negative. So the outcome is what? When we add these two, negative 3a plus 4a, we get what? Middle term. So a squared plus 4a minus 3a minus 12. Consider these two, common factor is a. A plus 4, consider these two, common factor is negative 3, a plus 4. So a plus 4 and a minus 3. Right, here also the same thing. We have a minus here, we have a plus here. Two factors, what should it be? One should be positive and the other one should be negative. When we multiply them, we must be getting what? Negative 24. So this is plus, that means out of the two factors, the largest one is positive. So we can take what? 3 and 8, no? 3 into 8, we know that is 24. That means 3p into 8p, that is 24p square. So out of these two, largest one is this. So the smallest one is this one, 3p. So when we multiply these two, we get a negative value, right? When we add them, 3p plus 8p, we will be getting what? Positive 5p. P squared plus 8p minus 3p minus 24. Consider these two. What's the common factor? P. So p plus 8. Consider these two. Common factor is negative 3. What goes inside? P plus 8. So these two expressions are common. So we can take p plus 8 and p minus 3. Simple I. Here also the same thing. This is minus, this is plus. So when we multiply these two, we get what? Negative 16p squared. Okay. So two factors, one should be positive and the other one should be negative. The larger one should be what? Right. So what are the two factors? 2p and 8p, no? So when we multiply these two, what do we get? 16p squared. Larger one should be positive, smaller one should be negative. So this should be what? Negative. When we add these two, what do we get? Negative 2p plus 8p, we get 6p, which is the middle term. So we can write p squared minus 2p plus 8p minus 16. Consider these two. So p, then what goes inside? P minus 2 plus 8, what goes inside? P minus 2. Now these two expressions are common, right? So p minus 2 and p plus 8. So this is the answer. Right. Simple J. Now here, this is minus, this is also minus. That means out of the two factors, the larger one should be what? A negative one. So when we multiply them, what do we get? Negative 12x squared. So what are the two factors? 3x and 4x, no? So when we multiply these two, what do we get? 12x squared. This is minus. That means the larger factor should be minus and the other one should be positive. So the outcome is what? Minus as well. Negative 12x squared. So when we add them, what do we get? 3x plus negative 4x. We will be getting negative x. So x squared plus 3x minus 4x minus 12. Consider these two. So x is the common factor. So x plus 3. Consider these two. Negative 4 is a common factor. Then x plus 3. Now these two expressions are common. So we can take x plus 3 and x minus 4. This is the answer. Here also the same thing. Here we have a minus. Here also we have a minus. This is 40. Yeah? So when we multiply these two, we get 40a squared. It is negative. This is minus. This is minus. That means the larger factor is negative. So definitely what? 8 and 5, no? So if we take 8a and 5a, what do we get? 40a square. Okay. So this is minus, that means the larger one is minus and the other one is positive. So the outcome is what? Negative. When we add them, what do we get? Negative 8a plus 5a, negative 3a, middle term. So a squared minus 8a, right, plus 5a minus 40. Consider these two, common factor is a minus 8. Consider these two, common factor is what? Positive 5, a minus 8. So then a minus 8 and a minus 5. Here also we have minus and minus, right? When we multiply these two, we get negative 10r squared, right? So this is minus, this is minus. So what are the two factors? 5 and 2, right? So 5r into 2r, what do we get? 10r squared, right? This is minus. That means the larger one should be what? Minus, and the other one should be what? Positive. Larger one should be negative and the other one should be positive. So when we multiply these two, we get what? Negative 10r squared. When we add them, what do we get? Negative 5r plus 2r. What do we get? Negative 3r. So r squared minus 5r plus 2r minus 10. Right? So the common factor is r minus 5. Consider these two. The common factor is 2, r minus 5. Now here, these two expressions are common. R minus 5 and r plus 2. So this is the answer. So here, this is positive, or we can say plus and plus, right? So what are the two factors? 3 and 3, no? So 3y into 3y, what do we get? 9y squared. This is plus, this is plus. That means both of these should be what? Positive. So the outcome is also what? Positive. When we add the two terms, we will be getting what? The middle term, in this case, 6y. So y squared plus 3y plus 3y plus 9. Consider these two. What's the common factor? Y. So y plus 3. Plus 3. Consider these two terms. Y plus 3. Now these two expressions are common. So we can write y plus 3 into y plus 3. Right. So this will be the answer. Okay. Here we have a plus here and a minus here. That means the two factors should be what? Negative. So 25, that means what? K squared minus 5k minus 5k plus 25. Okay? Consider these two. Common factor is k. So k minus 5. Consider these two. Common factor is what? Negative 5. So k minus 5. So we can take k minus 5 and k minus 5. So this will be the answer. Right. Here also we have the same expression, but unlike the other ones, these two terms are changed. In any case, when we multiply these two, what do we get? 4x squared. So here, this is plus and also this is plus. So based upon that, what should be the two factors? 2x and 2x, no? So 4 plus 2x plus 2x plus x squared. Consider these two, the common factor is 2. So what goes inside? 2 plus x. So consider these two. What is common factor? X. So what goes inside the brackets? 2 plus x. Now these two expressions are common. So we can write 2 plus x, 2 plus x. So this is the answer. Right. Here also the same thing. We have a plus here and a plus here. So 36x squared. So that means what should be the two factors? 3x and 12x, no? When we multiply these two, what do we get? 36x squared. This is plus and also this is plus. That means both of these two factors should be what? Positive. So the outcome is also positive. When we add these two, what do we get? 3x plus 12x, we get 15x. So the two factors are correct. Right. So 36 plus 3x plus 12x plus x square. Consider these two, the common factor is 3. So 12 plus x. Consider these two, the common factor is x. So 12 plus x. Now these two expressions are common. So 12 plus x and 3 plus x. So this is the answer. Okay. Now here, this is plus, this is minus. So when we multiply these two, what do we get? 30a squared. So the two factors should be what? Negative. Right? Okay. So what are the two factors? 5a and 6a. 30 minus 5a minus 6a plus a square. Right? So when we consider these two terms, the common factor is 5. So what goes inside? 6 minus a. When we consider these two, the common factor is what? Negative a. So what goes inside? 6 minus a. Now these two expressions are common. So 6 minus a, 5 minus a. That is the answer. Here, this is plus, this is minus. Both factors, when we multiply them, we must be getting 54y squared. So it should be a positive value. This is the middle term. In front of it, we have what? Minus. That means we have to add them. Then we have to be getting the middle term. The two factors must be negative as well. 6 and 9, no? So 54 minus 6y minus 9y plus y square. So when we consider these two, what's the common factor? 6. So 9 minus y. Consider these two, what's the common factor? Negative y. So 9 minus y. Now these two expressions are common. So 9 minus y, 6 minus y. This is the answer. Right. Exercise 6.3. Factorize the expressions given below. Simple A. Okay. So these are difference of squares. So x squared minus 10 squared. So x minus 10, then x plus 10. That's the answer. So simple B, this is the one we have. So m squared minus 36, we can rewrite that as what? 6 to the power 2 or 6 squared. So that means m minus 6, m plus 6. So this is the answer. Right. C. So we can rewrite 81 as what? P squared minus 9 squared. So that means P minus 9, P plus 9. 4 minus B squared. 4 means what? 2 to the power 2 minus B squared. 2 to the power 2 or 2 squared. So we can rewrite this as what? 2 minus B and 2 plus B. So 16 we can rewrite as what? 4 squared minus A squared. So that means 4 minus A. So 64 we can rewrite that as what? 8 squared minus Y squared. So that means 8 minus Y and 8 plus Y. That's the answer. So here, when we talk about 4y squared, 4 we can rewrite as what? 2 squared and y squared. Then we can rewrite the entire thing as what? 2y, the whole thing squared. So x squared minus 2y, the whole thing squared. So that means x minus 2y and x plus 2y. That's the answer. Okay, here 9a squared, we can rewrite that as what? 3 squared a squared, and again we can rewrite that as what? 3a, the whole thing into the power 2. 16b squared, in the same manner we can rewrite that as what? 4b, the whole thing into the power 2. 3a, the whole thing into the power 2 minus 4b, the whole thing into the power 2. So that means 3a minus 4b and 3a plus 4b. That's the answer. Right. here also we can rewrite this term as what? 10x the whole thing squared minus 1 squared. So that means 10x minus 1, 10x plus 1. So this is the answer. Okay, so here we can rewrite this expression as what? 5m the whole thing squared minus n squared. So 5m minus n and 5m plus n. That's the answer. Right. So 49 we can rewrite as what? 7 squared minus this one we can rewrite as what? 9p the whole thing squared. So 7 minus 9p and 7 plus 9p. That's the answer. So here we can rewrite this term as what? 5ab the whole thing squared minus this term 3c the whole thing squared. So 5ab minus 3c, then 5ab plus 3c. This is the answer. Okay, miscellaneous questions. Under that, question number 1. Factorize the following algebraic expressions by changing the order in which the terms appear as required. Right. ax minus ay minus bx plus by. Here we have a, here also we have a. So what's the common factor? A. What goes inside? X minus y. Then when we consider these two terms, common factor is negative b. So what goes inside? X minus y. Now these two expressions are common. So x minus y, a minus b. That's the answer. Right. These two terms are what? Like terms, no? So 9p plus 3p, what do we get? 12p. These two are also like terms, so what do we get? Negative 8q. Consider these two terms. What's the common factor? 4. So that means 3p minus 2q. So that's the two terms that goes inside the brackets. So these are the two factors. Okay. So in the third one, right? So the given expression is somewhat different. Actually not different. The terms are somewhat misplaced. So I'm going to rearrange this. So x squared plus x minus 12. Now we will multiply these two. So we will be getting 12x squared. So it's a negative value. And also this is minus, this is plus. So what should be the two factors? 4x and 3x, no? So when we multiply them, what do we get? 12x squared. This is minus, this is plus. So since this is plus, out of these two, the larger factor should be what? Positive, and the other one should be negative. That means when we multiply them, which is 4x into negative 3x, we will be getting negative 12x squared. Right. And also when we add 4x plus negative 3x, we will be getting x. Okay. Right. So x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 12. So when we consider these two terms, the common term will be what? X. So x plus 4. So x will be the common factor, right? So negative 3, what goes inside? X plus 4. Now these two expressions are the same. So we can consider those two expressions are what? A factor, as a factor, x plus 4 and x minus 3. So that's the answer. Okay. So this expression we will rearrange in this manner. For negative 3k, negative k square, right? So when we multiply these two, what do we get? Negative 4k square. This is minus, also this is minus. That means we have two factors. One factor is a positive one and the other one is a negative one. So this is the middle term. In front of the middle term we have what? Minus. That means the larger factor should be what? Negative. So what are the two factors? 4 into 1, no? Right? So 4 minus 4k plus k minus k square. When we consider these two, common factor is 4. Then 1 minus k. Consider these two, common factor is k. So 1 minus k. We have two expressions which are common. So 1 minus k and 4 plus k. That's the answer. Question number 2. Factorize the following algebraic expressions. When we consider these two terms, we can take what? We can consider 2 as a factor. So if we take 2 as a factor, what goes inside the brackets? 4x squared minus 25. So we know 4x squared, that means what? 2x, the whole thing squared, no? So 2 into 2x, the whole thing squared minus 5 squared. So we can put curly brackets like this. Again we can rewrite this as what? 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 5. So this is the answer. So here also we can consider 3 as a factor, no? So what goes inside? X squared minus 81, no? So that means 3 x squared minus 9 to the power 2. So 3 x minus 9 x plus 9. That's the answer. Right? So when we consider these two, I can take AB as one factor. So a squared b squared minus 1. Then AB minus 1. Then AB plus 1. This is the answer. When we consider these two terms, I can take 3 as a factor. So 1 minus 4q squared. So 3 curly brackets. So this is 1 squared minus 2q, the whole thing squared. Right. So that means 3, 1 minus 2q and 1 plus 2q. That's the answer. So this is 2. Question number 3. Find the value. Right. So this means what? 23 minus 3 and 23 plus 3. 23 minus 3, that is what? 20. 23 plus 3, what is that? 26. So here we will be getting 520. 45 squared minus 5 squared. So that means 45 minus 5, 45 plus 5. 45 minus 5 means what? 40 into 45 plus 5 means 50. 40 into 50, what is that? 2000. Okay, so here 102 minus 2, 102 plus 2. 102 minus 2 means what? 100. 102 plus 2 means 104. So what do we get? 10,400. Right. Part 4. So there what do we have? We have two sides. Both sides have what? Expressions. So we have to match them correctly. Okay. So first of all, what do we have? X squared minus x minus 6. So I will be talking about the side A. Okay, so we will factorize. This is minus, this is also minus. So two factors. So one should be positive and the other one should be negative. The larger one should be negative. And also this is minus. Okay, so that means what will it be? X squared minus 3x plus 2x minus x. Sorry, minus 6. So when we consider these two, the common factor is x. So x minus 3. When we consider these two, common factor is 2. So x minus 3. So x minus 3, x plus 2. So if you take a look at side B, right, the fourth one from the top, right, it will be this one. Right. So this is the next expression that we have. Okay. So here we can factorize. We will try to factorize. So when we consider these two terms, we can take x as the factor. So what goes inside? X plus 5. When we consider these two, negative 3, x plus 5. So then x plus 5 and x minus 3. That means there should be an answer like this on the B side. X plus 5, x minus 3. So when we check the answers B side from top, the third one, we have this response. Okay, this is the third expression. Right, so we will try to factorize. So I can take 2x as one factor. So what goes inside? X squared minus 4. So minus 4 I can rewrite as what? 2 to the power 2 or 2 square. So that means what? X minus 2, x plus 2. Right? So there should be a similar answer. 2x, x minus 2, x plus 2. So we will check. Right. So when you check the answers of side B, second one from the top, so we will be having this response. Right. So this is the next one that we have. Okay. So I can rewrite this expression as what? 2x the whole thing squared minus 3m the whole thing squared. So that means 2x minus 3m and 2x plus 3m. Okay. So when we check the answers, so on the B side, the very last one, which is the fifth one, we have the response. So there is one that we haven't talked about, which is the last one, right? So definitely, what should be the answer? The first response. First response of the B side, which is x divided by 5 minus 1, x divided by 5 plus 1.